To be the man, you've gotta beat the man. Woo! And I think Ric Flair was beaten a long time ago because for me, he is no longer the man. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. We're here talking about Ric Flair, and it seems to be over the years when you talk about Ric Flair now, it's never anything positive. It always seems to be negativity surrounding Ric Flair, and that's because, let's face it, guy's a bit of a fucking arsehole, but for some reason, he never really gets bashed by the fans. His reputation never really seems to, stoop or sink to the low levels of, let's say, a Hulk Hogan. It's almost like Hulk Hogan gets treated like trash by the fans, but Ric Flair almost gets a pass no matter what he does or what he says, and I think it's questionable, man. If you look at who's did the more, shittier stuff over the years, I think it's this guy.
I think it is this guy. I mean, Hulk Hogan calls Shelton Benjamin Shelton. People act like he's fired 20 million people into the gulag. Ric Flair literally ripping the pish clean out of JR, who had cancer, saying he's an attention seeker, and no one even bats an eyelid. But not us, we'll bash him.
No, but even in public, like, you've seen videos of this guy, like, creating drama, getting into arguments, being rude to, like, staff and, like, waiters and waitresses and stuff like that. And I just don't really recall ever seeing Hulk Hogan out in public making an arse of himself.
No, absolutely not. But, I mean, Ric Flair, like you said, he just seems to get this, like, golden pass or something. He can do no wrong. Oh, but that guy had the Ric Flair drip song. He likes us. I don't think he does, buddy.
Yeah, so as you guys know, or maybe don't know, WWE Hall of Famer, current AEW employee Jim Ross was sadly diagnosed with colon cancer not that long ago, and he's been having surgery for it. JR revealed that he had successful surgery, and he's now in rehabilitation, which is good news. And, JR is a big figure in wrestling. He's got a large following, and I think it's just normal for the guy to give us updates. It's, like sometimes you maybe, I don't think JR giving an update like your average Joe would. It's not the same. I think JR's, I'm not saying he's obliged to, but I think when you've got like a large following, it's like you kind of do want to keep your fan base in the know and let them know how you're getting on. And that appears to be all Jim Ross was doing, making a post, giving an update on how his diagnosis was and how his surgery was going and all this stuff. But one man that didn't like it, one man that I guess wanted no spotlight to be on JR and all the spotlight to be on him, was none other than the Nature Boy Ric Flair. On Saturday, he took to Twitter and he wrote the following about JR. He said, quote, "Jim Ross will always be Jim Ross, seeking attention. Focus on your recovery at JR's barbecue." End of quote. Again, I don't see how JR simply giving us an update on how his cancer's going. I don't see how that is somehow JR, looking for attention. I don't see how that JR always being JR. I mean, it takes you, 30 seconds or whatever to post a tweet or send a post on Instagram. Is that really seeking attention? Is that really taking the focus away from your recovery? I mean, for all we know, JR didn't even do it. For all we know, maybe one of JR's family members or something like that, or even maybe some arsehole like Conrad Thompson could have been the guy that sent out the tweet, could have been the guy that sent out the update. So I don't think it necessarily, some of these guys don't always run their social media. It could have been someone that did it for them. I don't think JR giving an update is him somehow not focusing on his recovery.
He's also in AEW, right? And if he disappears without anyone knowing, questions are going to be asked, so it saves it from that point of view. And also, it's not like he's...
Well, I mean, the only person he really needs to speak to is Tony Khan.
True, but that stops people asking questions. But I mean, you look at Rick.
Well, what questions?
So where's Jim Ross? And then people start coming up with scenarios. But like you said, he's known across the world. It's not like your average jabroni that will probably do it for attention seeking.
Well, I don't think Jim Ross needs to tell anybody anything, but I think when you've got a fan base or whatever, it's kind of like common courtesy to let people know. But Ric Flair doesn't think so. He thinks it's attention seeking. He then later deleted the tweet.
Which is just the height of cowardice, by the way. See if you're going to call JR out on this, which is, I mean, it's a nothing burger. Why not stick to your guns,
Yeah,
Flair?
but then he followed up by saying it was a joke, and
It's not a joke.
if it was a joke, then why delete the tweet?
Exactly.
If it was a joke, you would keep the tweet up and go, "Well, it was only a joke." The fact that he has deleted the tweet, Ric Flair knows that maybe he was drunk when he done it, or maybe he doesn't care, maybe he doesn't think he done wrong, but because of the backlash, he's like, "I'm going to delete the tweet," and then he claims, it was a joke, which we don't think it was. He
Well,
said,
where's the punchline?
"Yeah, I don't really get it." He said the following quote: "If you can't take a joke from a 76-year-old man, then you're living life too seriously. It was all harmless, light-hearted fun, just trying to make people laugh and smile." End of quote. I don't know who would laugh at it like it. I mean, I'm reading it, and I just, like you said, there's no punchline, there's nothing necessarily funny in there. Yeah, I don't see what this hilarious joke was for Ric Flair. I think Ric Flair's acting like a joke.
No, he is acting like a joke, man. It's like if the shoe was on the other foot, Ric Flair would be greeting about this, and JR should be aggrieved. It's like I just don't understand it, man. Flair's like literally one of the most attention-seeking guys you'll ever see.
JR's a bigger man than Flair, though.
He is. He won't say anything, but I mean, we see Ric Flair.
He'll move on, but see if JR said that about Flair, Flair would be bitching about it and talking about it for months to come.
Yeah, but this is just like the get out of jail free cards for me. Thinks if you react negatively to this, you're taking life too seriously.
Oh, just take a joke for an old man.
Yeah,
Maybe this old man needs to have his social media accounts removed from him.
Oh, it was harmless, light-hearted. But what's light-hearted about it? Like it's not like he's called out JR and said, "Oh, JR needs to stop posting updates and go back to eating his barbecue sauce" or something like that. Something like a joke with a jag. There's just nothing. There's fucking hee-haw. You know what I mean? There's absolutely no. It's obviously he just doesn't like JR, and he's scanned through Twitter, drunk man, and he's just looked for any excuse.
Yeah,
to
JR
bury it.
didn't tag him or anything. It had fuck all to do with Flair.
No, but it's not like JR was. Oh, guys, I need you to send me money for my surgery, or
Aye.
he's like, oh, make sure you just get down on your hands and knees and pray every night to the good old JR.
And Flair's like, "I want some of that money. Where's my money?
Yeah.
Why is nobody sending me money?" Anyway, just a strange one. I mean, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. It's I don't think Ric Flair deserves cancelled or anything like that. Just think it's piss poor for Ric Flair, but at this point, I'm not surprised.
No, I'm not surprised, but you know what, man?
I think I'd be more surprised if Ric Flair actually sent out a positive message and said something along the lines of, "I hope my good friend JR recovers and beats this." I mean, I think I'd be more surprised if he said something nice like that, because we've just seen that Ric Flair over the years is an arsehole.
no, but yeah, we see so many
Yeah.
times.
Could you imagine if Hogan said this?
Fuck, no, it would be World War III, man. Hogan,
See if Hogan said this, man, he'd be made out to be Hitler.
he would be. He's already made it to be Hitler, so he'd be like double Hitler. But we see hundreds, thousands of wrestlers come out with these announcements, man. You see it all the time, and I don't think any of them are. I mean, it's just like you said. They're just letting their fans know, an update. It's like, could people care about them? It's the same with Flair. See if Flair had the same problem. I mean, by God, I think he's more than he can talk about it. He can post about it if he gets diagnosed with something. But it's just it's like low hanging fruit because he obviously doesn't like. He's got a bit of disdain for good old JR.
Yeah, well, yeah, we love JR on this channel, right? Greatest commentator of all time. And we were talking the other night. We were saying, like, if you're putting JR up against everybody else individually in wrestling history, and you have to erase one person, there's not many people that I'm picking over JR. Yeah. I think JR's that important. Like he's like I think he's in the top 10. I don't think there's 10 people that are more important to the wrestling business than JR. I think you've got your obvious ones like fucking McMahon, Austin, Hogan, maybe like an Undertaker. But I mean, I think after that, man, it's not
I've
slim
seen.
pickings.
We've heard JR on this podcast have to console Batista over the death of his own wife. I mean, JR's wife. I mean, an attention seeker wouldn't do that sort of stuff.
Yeah, he'd be putting it all on him. Anyway, guys, that's it. Let's know your thoughts. Ric Flair, a bit of an arsehole, but nothing changes, and we'll catch you in the next one. Until then, peace.